Hello and welcome back to another video. It is Thrawn's Revenge here, and today we will be looking through my minifigures. I love minifigures. I love collecting minifigures. I think they're super cool. Star Wars minifigures are some of my favorite. Have some of the best designs in my opinion. No, I am not biased. Not at all. I don't know what you're talking about. We're going to be looking at two different sets of minifigs. The first set is my standard set, and then the set after is my more specialized, custom, random minifig set, which just used two separate base plates, and then a couple of extras here and there. So we'll start with the left column of minifigs. We'll start with Thrawn here, which is the Firestar Toys Thrawn. I find him to be much more worth it than the Thrawn that LEGO made due to the Thrawn that LEGO made's really high bricklink price. And for the price of this guy, I think this is far more worth it. And then we have on the side two Death Troopers. Behind, we have Grand Moff Tarkin in his land clothes, which are the dark tan instead of the dark bluish gray. We have Moff Gideon, who I have replaced his sword with Brick Arms' sword instead. I think the Brick Arms Darksaber is much cooler. Then we have Orson Krennic here. Then after Orson Krennic, we have another two Death Troopers, a K2SO model. Then we have three Shock Troopers. These are the Shock Troopers from the Battlefront 2 battle packs. We have a bunch of the, in my opinion, best Stormtroopers. I feel these are my favorite Stormtroopers. They have the nicest printing, but they still have the old style of helmet. I personally do not like the new helmet style, although it is more accurate. The heads cannot rotate. The helmet has no ability to rotate, and I feel they're too long. So I have a bunch of these guys. I have the non-battle damage and the battle damage. Two guys on the back are Han Solo and Han Solo's friend Beckett from the Han Solo TIE Fighter. Next column, you will see a lot of what look like crew. I do not use these as crew. For those who are unaware, the Imperial Army consists of two different corps. There is the Stormtrooper Corps and the Standard Corps. Standard Corps uses Imperial Army troopers. They basically look like the crew that use AT-STs and pilot AT-ATs and stuff, but they just are normal conscripts. They are normally taken from non-rebel sympathizing worlds and are super inexperienced. If they tend to do well, sometimes they may be able to upgrade to the Stormtrooper Corps, or maybe turn to some sort of specialization in the Imperial Army regiments, which is why I have a lot of them. We have different ones. We have girls, boys, goggles down, goggles up, all the different versions here, and then this is basically just Veers' body, but a different Vert guy. It's just some dude I made up. He's not canon. He's just the commander of these guys, right? And then we got Old Scout Trooper, a Dark Trooper from The Mandalorian, the only one that I have, because only one comes in Moff Gideon's ship. Then we have two Imperial crew, one with the old hat, one with the new hat. This one, the head is changed because I like to change the heads of my minifigures to try to make it a little bit more lively and have a little bit more character. Then we have a Imperial Navy Trooper, which has a different head. It has a yellow head. And then two of the crew / Imperial Navy Army Troopers. On the right column is where I keep all my snow-related crew. So we have these five, which are all the snowtroopers before the new snowtroopers. So the AT-AT and the battle packs have leg printing and don't come with the heating skirts. These ones did come with heating skirts, but they also came with backpacks. I love the backpacks. I prefer my crew to have backpacks. I prefer all my snowtroopers to have backpacks. It kind of sucks that the new snowtroopers don't have backpacks. But on the other hand, you can't put snowtroopers into the AT-AT with backpacks. So I kind of understand why. It just kind of blows that that doesn't work that way. Next row, we have the range troopers, like here, which are from the Solo train, the train that they attack to get the fuel. Then we have the snow crew for that as well. Then after that, we have the only First Order stuff you will see in my whole collection, which are the First Order Snowtroopers. I think the First Order Snowtroopers are super sick. They were one of the two trooper types that I really liked from the new movies, from the First Order. The other is the Flame Trooper, which is just a snow trooper, but without the back cowling. I basically use them as just special forces for the snow troopers, because from what I understand, I don't think the snow troopers actually have a special forces variant. Meanwhile, both the Imperial Army and the Stormtrooper Corps both have special forces and specializations, where Snowtrooper Corps has less of those specializations, except for the newly added Range Troopers from the Solo movie. Snowtroopers after that, and this guy, are all the old Snowtroopers. That is back when their helmets were connected to their backpacks, and their heads are just black. So that's kind of it. You'll see some of these weapons are custom. I like to kind of retrofit Lego's blasters with some little add-ons here and there, and I like to have like heavy repeaters, standard blasters, E11s, rocket launchers, that kind of stuff. Kind of mix up my minifigs to have different armaments so that it feels a little bit less of just a bunch of random dudes and more of like, that guy's the rocket guy, that guy's the heavy guy, you know, that kind of stuff. Alright, we're going to move on to the next plate, and I'll do a nice little cut. Alright, and then in this plate, this is where I keep more of my non-canon, legends, custom, that kind of stuff. So we'll start first with the left column. So here we'll have most of the Stormtroopers with the new helmets. So we have the Shadow Troopers, then we have Standard Troopers, and then behind the Shadow Troopers and the Standard Troopers we have the Mortar Troopers, those ones right there, and then the Shore Troopers. So nothing too special there. Those are just, you know, normal kind of stuff. Then in the center column, we have two Royal Guards. I prefer to have my Royal Guards have blasters, because Royal Guards have been known to be able to do everything. They have their baton kind of lightsaber spear thing. They have combat armor underneath their robes as well. So, thus I give them blasters. I also think they look cooler with blasters. The person in the center was my original, like, sig fig, kind of, back when I was really, really young. I just never took him apart. I've always kept him together. He's always been kind of the same. And you will notice that he has a backpack. So, when me and my friends played with Stormtroopers and, like, all our minifigs and stuff, we basically had, like, our own factions and stuff that we kind of controlled in the Empire, in kind of, like, our own headcanons that we had when we played around. And our version of basically any form of commando would have these custom backpacks on the back that had, like, special equipment, back to tanks, munitions, food, explosives, just anything that a commander or commando would need. So you'll see that some of my guys will have these kind of custom backpacks, and he's also carrying, like, a little box, which is basically, like, supposed to be a computer. So let's put this guy back. Next we have 3 Shadow Guard. One that just has a spear, the other 2 have lightsabers. Normally, Shadow Guard are supposed to have lightsabers. The Emperor's Shadow Guard, most of the images I've seen, tend to have lightsabers. So I gave 2 of them a lightsaber and kept one of them with just the standard spear. The next row, we have the 2 Dark Troopers, but I made the Dark Troopers the Phase 0 Dark Troopers that you see from the original Battlefront. So you'll see they look fairly normal from the front, but on the back, they'll have a pistol, and then what I basically designed as, like, a jetpack. So they'll just blast around with these jetpacks. So that's kind of like my design of that. And then the guy in the center is a Dark Trooper Phase 2. So in Legends, Dark Troopers had phases. There was Phase 0 to Phase 3, as well as some offshoots like Nova Dark Troopers and stuff like that, and like Destruction Dark Troopers. There's a lot of Dark Trooper variants because they're basically just robots. Phase 0 were, I think, cybernetic, and then the phases after that were 100% droids. So the Phase 2 Dark Trooper has a big minigun and is supposed to stand taller than the average Stormtrooper. To accomplish this, I used a cowl from an old series from, like, the 2000s, I think it was. with the dude with like the one eye and the hook hand. So the head is just, the helmet is connected on a normal black head, but there's just a stud on top that makes it a little bit taller, and then a big custom minigun that I made. These guys normally also have jetpacks, but because of the custom side pieces to get the shoulder and the height, he's not able to have like a backpack like some of the others. So that guy was kind of designed by me and a friend when we were much smaller and constantly playing Empire at War. Let's put him back. There we go. Then we have two of the just standard crew. Another Shadow Guard. Then we have the Mimbonese guy right here. I just have him here because I didn't want to put him with the rest. There's only one of him. I was really hoping they were going to do an Imperial Swamp Trooper battle pack. Really upset they haven't done that yet. I hope maybe they will, but at this point, it sucks that we just can't mass Swamp Troopers. After that, we have the droids. 2 R2 droids, 1 protocol droid. Then we have the Sand Troopers. I have the Sand Troopers from like 2012, and then the 2016 Sand Troopers. And then the Sand Trooper, that's the newest one, is just chilling on a dewback in my shelf. So he's not in this group. Right column, we have TIE Fighter Pilot, but with the stripes on the front, the 2 silver stripes. We have the 2 Patrol Troopers. I think these are super sick. It's kind of like that fusion of Scout Trooper and Stormtrooper. I think that's awesome. I love those. Then we have the Smiley Troopers. So these are the Stormtroopers from Rebels. I don't like them. I never use them ever. But I have a bunch of them because I bought a bunch of the battle packs. So there's those guys. I just kind of have them chilling. I don't really touch them often. They don't get much attention. Then you'll see these 4. So these are my Stormtrooper Commandos. They are 100% custom. They used to have names and backstories and all that stuff. I won't get into that because that's not super interesting. But you'll see a lot of them are usually specialized in something. So we got like the Heavy Ordnance guy. Come on, camera. Heavy Ordnance guy with rockets. I have a guy who's the sniper. Here we go. This is the sniper. So you'll see that he has like a normal rifle, right? But on the back, he has a bunch of equipment. This is the Brick Arms tripod, so he can turn his normal rifle into like a high precision sniper rifle kind of deal. So there's that kind of stuff. And then the trooper that I have that is, I feel, the most custom and the most interesting is one that not a lot of people know about, which is Scuba Troopers. So Scuba Troopers are basically Scout Troopers, but they got an oxygen tank on the back, and they have a harpoon gun. Now, it wouldn't be very easy to just put a harpoon at the end, because I wanted to keep the blaster aesthetic. So I just took a standard blaster and extended it with a black lightsaber hilt. And then he's got white fins, and that's about it. Nothing super special about him, but I just like having one because I think they're really unique. And not a lot of people know that there are Scuba Troopers for the Empire, as well as the AT-AT swimmer, but I don't have a model for that. Alright. Last bit. And then here we have the last 2 figure categories that I have, which are the more unique figures. Here we have Inferno Squad. There are more than there should be, but I felt that Inferno Squad having the huge Raider Corvette that they have, they probably have more, or I want them to have more. Thus, there are more here. In the back, this thing rotates, kind of like a column to display them all on. There's Iden Verso as well with her without the helmet. And then in the front, alright, here is Iden Versio again. Oh, come on. Here's Iden Versio again, but without a head, so that there's a helmeted version and a non-helmeted version, so whenever I want to switch between the 2, I can. And then here's her droid. It's made out of 3 Lego parts. It's just round tile, stud with a hole in it, and then the robot bar handle thing that's connected to a tile with a bar, and that just kind of hovers there. It's the best I could approximate the droid, since the droid is so incredibly tiny. And then over here, we have my Chrome Trooper, and the Chrome Trooper is on a light-tailing minifig display box. I have a review of that if you want to take a look on my thoughts on that, but this guy just chills on this. Sometimes I turn it on to show my friends because it's kind of cool, but he's the one that, like, because of his reflective nature, that's why I have him on this. And that's all of these guys. And that is all of the minifigs that I have. The rest of the minifigs are mostly already in vehicles or are being used for other things, for either displays or making sure things have crew in it and stuff like that. So this is just what I use when I'm like making models and making displays and that kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.